Hi, I am going to be doing a chapter of Judy Blume. Of Judy Blume, Fudge Mania. Hope that you like it. Bye. Better restart the chapter. Chapter 5, Uncle Feather's Adventure. The next day when I got up, Fudge's bed was empty. He doesn't know you're supposed to sleep late when you're on vacation. I pulled all my jeans, which I'd left on the floor. They felt cold and damp. I forgot about the slip ceiling until I stood up and whacked my head. That made me so mad I kicked the wall. So before the day even started, I had a bump on my head and a pain in my foot. As I pulled on my sweatshirt, I heard foghorns in the distance. I took a look out the window. Nothing but white. We were completely fogged in. I hope Grandma's making cocoa, I thought, on my way downstairs. She likes to get up early. She says at her age you really appreciate morning and there's no point in wasting it. So I wasn't surprised to hear her laughing as I came through the inside door. The kitchen and the living room are really one big room, with a stone fireplace in the center. Buzzy Sr. was having breakfast with Grandma. They'd really hit it off last night. At summer they'd laughed so hard you'd have thought they were old friends. At the same time, Grandma was trying to feed Tootsie oatmeal, but Tootsie likes to feed herself, so she grabbed the spoon out of Grandma's hand and wound up with a blob of oatmeal in her hair. "Pee," Tootsie said. Then she spotted me. "You have to go potty?" Grandma asked, as if Tootsie is toilet trained, which she definitely is not. She's trying to say pizza. Fudge explained. He was at the table counting Cheerios. He counts out exactly 200 before he starts to eat. It takes forever because half the time he gets his numbers mixed up. Mom says it's just another phase, and he'll get over it. He better, or he'll never make it to school on time. And Sheila waltzed in wearing a fuzzy pink robe and bunny slippers. You'd think she'd be embarrassed to be seen that way, but I guess nothing embarrasses the cootie queen. When Jimmy finds out he has to see her first thing in the morning, he'll be on the next plane back to New York. Sheila opened all the windows to the living room on her way to the table. "What are you doing, Sheila?" Grandma said. "You're freezing us out." "I can't stand the smell," Sheila said. "It's the main smell," Buzzy Sr. said. "It's the dampness and the mildew." "Doggy do is more like it," Sheila said. "Maybe your dog goes inside, but my dog doesn't," I told her. "Close the window, Sheila, please," Grandma said. "The baby could catch a chill." Sheila muttered to herself, but she closed the windows. When she got to the one in front of Uncle Feather's cage, she peered inside and said, "Where's your bird, Fudge?" "What do you mean?" I asked. "I mean Uncle Feather's not in his cage," Sheila said. I looked over at Fudge, but he kept counting his Cheerios. 82, 83, his bird is gone? I asked. "Yes," Sheila said. "Gone, as in not present, as in disappeared from view." I jumped up from the table and ran over to Uncle Feather's cage. Sheila was right. Uncle Feather was definitely not present. I looked back at Fudge, who kept counting his Cheerios. 84, 85. "Where's Uncle Feather?" I asked him. "Someplace nice," he said. 86. "What does that mean?" I said. "I'm trying to count." "I'm waiting for an answer," I told him. So was everyone else. Finally, Fudge looked up from his Cheerios. He was bored. He wanted to come out of his cage. "You let him out of his cage?" I couldn't believe this. Just for a little while, he started counting again. 52, 53. "Go get him," I said. "First, I'll have my cereal." "Oh, no, you won't," I told him. "First, you'll get your bird." "Grandma," Fudge said in his best little boy voice, but Grandma didn't fall for it. "Go and get your bird, Fudge. Your cereal will wait." Buzzy Sr. and Grandma exchanged a long look as Fudge ran out the room and headed up the stairs on the Tubman side of the house. Then they laughed, but I didn't see anything funny. I sat down and buttered a piece of toast. In a couple of minutes, Fudge was back. "He's not there." "Not where?" I asked. "Not where I left him." "Where did you leave him?" "I can't tell." "But he's not there anymore." "And the window's open." I looked over at Sheila. Well, how was I supposed to know his bird wasn't in its cage? She said. You opened the windows everywhere, I asked. Well, yes, because of the smell. I shoved my chair back from the table. Let's not panic, Sheila said, sounding exactly like her father. Let's think this through in a logical way. I've thought it through, I told her. I grabbed my rain jacket from the hook near the front door. Come on, I called to Fudge. Search and rescue, Fuzzy Sr. said. That's the spirit. He raised his coffee cup to toast us. I helped Fudge into his new yellow slicker. It's so long it hangs down to the ground, making him look like an old woman with no feet. I stuck the matching hat on his head. Be careful, boys, Grandma called. It's very foggy out there. Wait, Sheila said. I'll get dressed and come with you. Forget it, I told her. You're making a big mistake, she said, because I'm the one who noticed the empty cage. Yeah, and you're the one who opened all the windows. I pushed Fudge out the door and let it slam behind me. Outside, the fog was so thick you couldn't even see the cars parked in our driveway. It was like standing inside a big white cloud. Where do birds go when it's foggy? Fudge asked. If they're smart, they stay home. We walked along a path through the woods, calling to Uncle Feather. Where are you, stupid? We used all his favorite expressions, but he didn't answer. There was no sound except for the foghorn in the distance. Uncle Feather's just playing a game, right? Fudge asked. Let's hope. The path led us down to the water. There were a couple of houses overlooking the harbor, but it was too foggy to see any of the boats. We'll start here, I told Fudge, stopping in front of an old white house with black shutters. We climbed the steps to the front porch. I'll talk, Fudge said. He's my bird. Okay, but don't waste a lot of time. I rang the bell. A woman about Grandma's age came to the door. Have you seen Uncle Feather? Fudge asked, getting right to the point. Uncle who? She said. Uncle Feather, Fudge repeated. Why, no, at least I don't think so, but come in out of that fog and tell me all about him. We followed her to the kitchen. You can call me Mrs. A, she told us. My husband and I live here all year round. Where are you boys staying? Through the woods, Fudge said. We have a swing. Oh yes, I've noticed a whole gang at that house. There's Mommy and Daddy and Tootsie and Grandma, Fudge said, taking off names on his fingers. And Buzzy Sr., Sheila, Libby, Mr. and Mrs. Tubman, and Turtle, Jake, Uncle Feather, and me and my brother Petey. This is Pizza, he said, pointing at me. He's not supposed to talk. Mrs. A looked at me. That sore throat is going around, she said. I had it myself last week. What you need is some hot tea with lemon and honey. Before I had the chance to explain that my throat wasn't sore, Fudge made himself comfortable at the kitchen table. Something smells good, he said. Mrs. A set out a plate of cinnamon buns, fresh from the oven. She told him, and I'll bet you could use a nice hot cup of cocoa, too. I could, Fudge said. I didn't have any breakfast. Why, that's terrible, Mrs. A said. On a morning like this, you need a big, hot breakfast. I tugged at the sleeve of Fudge's slicker, reminding him that we didn't have time to waste if we were going to find Uncle Feather, but he ignored me. Mrs. A poured Fudge a cup of cocoa. Then she poured me a cup of tea. She stirred it in a spoon of honey and squeezed the juice from a lemon wedge. That should fix your sore throat, she said. I didn't tell her that when I'm sick I like Moe's herb tea, or that's Fudge's cocoa. Smelled so good I could feel my mouth watering. There are times when it's better not to say anything. Mrs. A joined us at the table. She helped herself to a cinnamon bun. I can't resist them, she explained with a guilty look on her face. This is good cocoa, Fudge said, slurping it with a spoon. Thank you, Mrs. A said. Mitzi says my cocoa's the best. Who's Mitzi? Fudge asked. My granddaughter. She's 5. I'm 5 too, Fudge said. Well, you'll have to come by and meet her. She'll be here tomorrow. Okay, Fudge said. I'm getting married soon, but I can still have friends, right? That's right, Mrs. A said. Everybody needs friends. She didn't ask Fudge about getting married. Instead, she watched, fascinated, as he unwound his cinnamon bun and picked out all the raisins. He piled them up in the corner of his plate. Finally, Mrs. A said, I certainly hope your uncle's not out sailing in this weather. I hope not too, Fudge said, because he doesn't know how to sail. Oh dear, he's not supposed to go outside. He's not even supposed to go outside. This sounds serious, she said. Have you called the police? Not yet, Fudge said. We called the search and rescue team. Are they coming? She asked him. They're already here, she told her. That's a relief, she said. What does your uncle look like? In case I see someone who fits his description. He's mostly black with yellow feet, a yellow nose, Fudge said, stuffing the last of the cinnamon bun into his mouth. Mrs. A seemed surprised by Fudge's description. I could tell she was thinking hard. Then her face lit up, and she waved her hands around. Oh, I get it. Your uncle's a scuba diver. Does Uncle Feather know how to dive? Fudge asked me. I'm not sure, I said, getting up from the table, but we've really got to go if we're going to find him. When we got to the front door, Mrs. A took me aside and whispered, Is your uncle all right upstairs? She tapped the side of her head in case I didn't get her point. Hard to say, I whispered back, and I shoved Fudge out the front door. Thanks for the snack. Come back tomorrow, Mrs. A called. Okay, Fudge said. As soon as we were away from the house, I grabbed Fudge by the arm. Why didn't you tell her Uncle Feather's a bird? She knows that, Fudge said. How does she know? Everybody knows Uncle Feather's a bird. No, she thinks he's your uncle. My uncle, Fudge said, laughing. That's really stupid, right? That's why you should have told her. She thinks there's this guy running around in a black wetsuit with yellow flippers and a yellow face mask. This guy, who's a little weird upstairs, I tapped the side of my head the way Mrs. A had, and that he's your uncle. Come on, Pita. That's what she thinks. She doesn't know Uncle Feather's a minor bird because you didn't tell her. You have to give the fact. You have to say my minor bird is missing. He is mostly black with yellow feet and a yellow bill. Not nose, I told him. People have noses. Birds have bills. Get it? She made good cocoa. If you stop for cocoa at every house, we're never going to find him. Never, never. Fudge started crying. That's not going to help. I dragged him along to Rocky Beach, hoping we'd hear Uncle Feather calling to us, but there was no sound except the waves breaking against the rocks. We went to 3 more houses along the water. Fudge made it clear that his minor bird was missing, but no one had seen Uncle Feather, although they all promised to keep a lookout for him. So we trudged back to our house. Sheila was watching for us at the living room window. She opened the door. Did you find him? She asked. No, I said.